Hello, we are with Andrew Aitken. Hello, Andrew.
Bonjour.
Thanks. In the first time, who are you, Andrew?
Okay. My name is Andrew Aitken. I am the managing partner of a firm called Olliance Group. And Olliance is a business and strategy consulting firm. Open source. We specialize in open source, and we've been around for 9 years. To date, we've done more than 400 consulting engagements for very, very large customers like IBM and Microsoft and Intel. And we work with a number of open source startups also in the venture capital industry.
Okay. You are at the origin of open source think tanks.
Yes.
What is the objective of this association?
The Open Source Think Tank is a conference that we hold twice a year. And each spring we hold it in Napa, California, and we've been doing that for, this will be our 6th year, and this is our 2nd year in Paris that we've had the event. So the Open Source Think Tank is an invitation-only event for up to 120 open source experts from around the world to get together and talk about the future of the business of open source. So it's mainly around the business or the commerce of open source.
What is your contribution for open source movement? It's a reflection, it's action. What is your contribution? Why do you create?
What do we do for open source?
Yes.
Okay. Well, as a business, we help companies understand how, we help software companies understand how they can actually make money from open source. We work with a number of proprietary software companies, and we help them understand if it makes sense for them to move from being a proprietary company to an open source company. Okay. We work with a number of investors, and we help them understand what companies to invest in and why they should invest in open source companies and such. But we also certainly participate in the community. Some of our team actually contribute on various projects. As an organization, we support the Open Source Think Tank, which is a community activity. I myself have been involved in the community for about 12 years, running some open source user groups, things of that nature. I'm not a developer, so I don't code anything, but I run some user groups for the open source community.
Okay, what's your vision of the future of open source movement? What is the reflection around the open source think tank for the future?
So, those are two different questions, and I'll answer one. So at the think tank, the idea is it's not a traditional conference. Everybody is there to actually work. We present 3 or 4 business problems that we believe face the future of open source, and then we ask the 120 people break up into groups and work on those problems, and then they come together and they present their findings and their thoughts, and we debate them. And the idea is not necessarily to come to agreement, because when you get 120 open source experts, you're not going to agree on everything. But the idea is to surface all the problems, all the issues, the concerns, and the questions, and get those out in the air where we can all debate them together. And we have participants from the large proprietary companies, we have open source participants, so you get all different perspectives on the future of open source. And it's an amazingly collaborative, intense activity that generates a tremendous amount of insight into open source. But the future, there is not a general consensus other than that open source is going to permeate all of the technology infrastructure, and it is almost there today, both in the public sector and in the private sector. It is only going to continue to become more important as a technology.
Okay. And what is your vision of European dynamic around around open source? You say you are American, it's different. It's a different approach.
It is different. It's also refreshing. There is, I would say, there is more activism over here, less commercialization, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. There's a tremendous amount of participation here from the public sector, which we like to see. So I think the future is very, very bright for open source in Europe.
Okay. Thank you for this interview.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.